The very first introduction to the place was Lindsay, our TAFE teacher, was one of the foremen here. He did his training here and he executed his trade here. Years later, I was demonstrating at a blacksmithing event. The guy that was running the shop at the time came up and introduced himself and said g'day and said, would you like to come in and have a play around, you know? He extended the invitation and I couldn't say no. Came in, started playing around. It was pretty informal initially, started running some classes, and then he went, you know what, I think I've had it with Sydney, I'm moving out of town. How would you feel about running the place? It's a bit of a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory mindset for me. You know, I'd been extended this golden ticket and there was a few people working here at the time and we all came in and, you know, everyone was enjoying the space, and then in the end of it I happened to be Charlie Bucket and, you know, this is the Chocolate Factory. So that was my introduction to the space. I didn't initially think about blacksmithing as a trade. Like a lot of people out there, I probably didn't realise that blacksmithing was a career opportunity. And I was working in an electronics job that I wasn't really enjoying that much. I was running my own business doing that, and I was restless. So I went down to a TAFE open day, thinking that I might do cabinet making or boiler making. I didn't really care what the medium was. I was just restless to work with my hands. So I showed up at TAFE and then that's where I met Lindsay. They had a bunch of the trades lined up and Lindsay started spruiking about blacksmithing and I went, wow, I didn't realise that was even a thing. I went to my first day in the shop and we got steel hot and I fell in love and, you know, that was the end of it. For me, coming in, I still have that. It's that want to use my hands, it's my want to get dirty. That's why I get out of bed. Oftentimes I don't even care what I'm making. Just to come in here, get noisy, get dirty, get my hands on stuff, that's what I get up for. Blacksmithing traditionally has always been pretty cooperative. You've got the famous relationship of the blacksmith and the striker. The blacksmith is the boss. They hold the tongs, they hold the job, they direct the work, and then the striker is kind of their instrument of will. They are there to swing the hammer and do what the blacksmith needs to be done to get the material moved. I think that idea of people hovelled away in a small, dark, dingy corner, flogging away on an anvil is not the typical blacksmithing experience. As you get scale, as you work in a shop like this one, size-wise, it becomes very prohibitive to have one person trying to do any of the big, heavy jobs. You need a team, and that cooperation is one of the things I love about it. We're taking on more and more art commissions. I really love it. It's not been done before most times, so you know, an artwork will be an individual piece, so there is no rules of how to attack it. I find the art stuff much more enjoyable because of that process and the collaborative nature of it, you know. It's constantly evolving, and as things pop up, we will go back and forth with the artist about any modification or any adjustment that might make the build better, safer, faster, or whatever. I think blacksmithing in Australia is there at the moment. We're getting that critical mass of people understanding what we're doing, and more people understand what we do. The more phone calls I get about building weird stuff, and the more weird stuff I can build, the happier I'll be.